Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. A series of polls released this month indicate that, just 6 weeks before the election, the race between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump is very close to being a tie. Two of the most recent polls show Harris leading by 3 and 6 points. An Economist YouGov poll shows Harris ahead of Trump by 47% to 44%, and a Reuters Ipsos poll shows Harris ahead of Trump by 6 points, both of which were released on Wednesday. Among the 4 new polls released this week, one of them shows Trump ahead of Harris. Even though her favorability among likely voters has reached a record high, 53% compared to Trump's 45%, Harris is up 5 points, or 50% to 45%, according to a Morning Consult weekly poll released on Tuesday. This is a decrease from her 6-point lead, which was her widest yet in Morning Consult polls, a week earlier. In a CNN SSRS survey of likely voters, Harris leads 48% to 47%, while Trump leads 48% to 47% in a Quinnipiac poll of likely voters, both of which were released on Tuesday. Since she first assumed the party's nomination in July, when Trump led 49%-46% of registered voters, Harris's numbers in CNN polling have slightly improved. However, her numbers have only slightly deteriorated over the past month in Quinnipiac polling, which found her with 49% support compared to Trump's 47% support in late August. In the most recent CBS News YouGov poll of likely voters, which was conducted from September 18 to 20, Harris leads Trump by 4 points, 52 to 48%. However, her lead narrows to just 51 to 49% in the 7 states that are likely to decide the winner: Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, and North Carolina. It is only a slight improvement over a month ago, when CBS and YouGov showed Harris leading by 3 points nationwide, 51% to 48%, and tied with Trump in the swing states. In contrast, Harris holds a 5-point lead over President Joe Biden among registered voters in an NBC poll conducted from September 13 to 17, a significant improvement over Trump's July lead of 45%-43%. The most recent polling average from Real Clear Politics shows that Harris leads Trump by that much. Meanwhile, Harris holds a 2.6-point advantage according to 538's weighted average. A NPR-PBS Marist survey of registered voters conducted from September 35 found that Harris had a lead over Trump of 49% to 48%, down from a 3-point lead in August. In a survey of likely voters conducted by Emerson College from September 3 to 4, Harris led by 2 points, 47% to 49%, a slight decrease from her 4-point lead in Emerson's August poll. According to a new New York Times Siena poll, Trump leads Harris in Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina, while Harris leads in Pennsylvania. Despite the fact that Vice President Kamala Harris maintains her 2-point lead across the nation and that her lead in the Midwest has stabilized, the Sun Belt remains extremely close. Nevada is once more tied, and Donald Trump has regained the lead in North Carolina. In both Arizona and Georgia, Trump maintains leadership. In 3 of the 7 battleground states that are most likely to determine the outcome of the election, Harris is in front. Our polling averages are heavily based on state polls, because the presidential election is not decided by the national popular vote. However, national polls are still helpful in determining the race's overall state. Our polling averages do rely on national polls, particularly in states where we lack a lot of high-quality polls, as they tend to pick up changes in the overall environment more quickly than state-level polls. National polls have changed how the presidential race has changed since January. A poll of 9,694 voters in swing states conducted by Redfield and Wilton Strategies and released on September 23 for The Telegraph, found that Harris and Trump are at loggerheads for support in 4 of these crucial states: Arizona, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. In Arizona, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, Harris and Trump received support of 47%, while they received support of 45% in Nevada. The majority of post-debate surveys indicate that Harris won the debate, but not enough to significantly alter the race between the candidates. A September 19. New York Times Siena poll of likely voters found that the majority of voters across all demographics praised Harris's performance at the September 10 debate, with 67% saying she did well and 40% saying the same about Trump. Trump led Harris 48%, 47% in Times Siena surveys from early September and late July. Trump and Harris are also tied at 47% according to the poll. Harris holds a slight advantage in 2 additional September 19 polls. After Harris trailed by 1 point in an early August Fox poll and led by just 2 points in an early September YouGov poll, She is up by 4 points in a YouGov Economist survey of registered voters and 2 points in a Fox News survey of likely voters. Even though 63% of Americans said Harris won the debate last week, Harris was up 52%, 46% among likely voters, and 51%, 47% among registered voters in an ABC News Ipsos poll taken days after the debate on September 11 to 13. This was essentially the same as her 6-point leads among likely voters in the surveys conducted by ABC News Ipsos in late August and early August. Overall, Harris has a 2-point advantage over Trump in the 7 battleground states that are likely to decide the election. A Bloomberg Morning Consult survey conducted between August 23 and 27 found that Georgia, North Carolina, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Nevada, Arizona, and Georgia. In each of the 7 states, Harris is ahead of Trump, but they are tied in Arizona. But Messi's presence in the MLS and America hosting the 2026 World Cup is doing wonders to boost the sport's profile in the United States. If Ronaldo were to play in the same division as Messi, that would cause the league's popularity to skyrocket again. While McAnthony's Peterborough are preparing for the new League One season next month, Argentina ace Messi is currently on the sidelines with an ankle injury, while Portugal star Ronaldo is enjoying his summer break after the Euros. Redfield and Wilton discovered that Trump won Georgia with 48% of the vote, 2 points ahead of Harris. Harris had a slightly higher percentage, 46%, than Trump, 45% in Michigan. In North Carolina, Trump won by 1 point with 48% of the vote. The national polling average from the New York Times shows that Trump is still 2 points behind Harris, but in Pennsylvania, Harris is still 1 point ahead. Nevada, Michigan, Wisconsin, and 4 other swing states are in Harris's favor. In contrast, Trump leads in North Carolina, Georgia, and Arizona. The most recent Quinnipiac poll shows that the candidates are deadlocked, despite the fact that many national polls still appear to favor Harris. As of Wednesday morning, Harris still has a razor-thin 2% lead over Trump in their national poll. In 4 of the 6 crucial swing states, Harris holds a slight advantage, including a 1% advantage in Pennsylvania and close ties in Nevada and North Carolina. Trump currently has a 2-point lead in the crucial state of Georgia, which he lost to Joe Biden in the 2020 election and is a hotly contested state. In the most recent Muhlenberg College poll, Harris and Trump are dead even, with 48% for each. A large gender gap was found in the poll, which is now a week old, between male voters who support Trump and female voters who overwhelmingly support Harris. Similarly, Muhlenberg asserts, Pennsylvania voters with and without a 4-year college degree are split between Trump and Harris. Trump is ahead by 19% in Pennsylvania among voters without a 4-year degree, while Harris is ahead by 32% among voters with a college degree. The most recent Rasmussen Reports poll indicates that with roughly 40 days remaining until the election, neither Harris nor Trump has an advantage in Pennsylvania. In the race for Pennsylvania's 19 electoral college votes, the candidates are tied at 48%, with Keystone State voters prioritizing the economy over all other issues. According to American Thinker managing editor Andrea Whiteberg, 50% of likely Pennsylvania voters believe Trump can be trusted more to improve America's economic situation, compared to 46% believing the same about Harris. Harris has a 1-point advantage over Pennsylvania, when leaners are included in the state totals, according to the Rasmussen report. In Georgia, where Rasmussen discovered that leaners favor Trump by 4 points, this scenario is reversed.